Thanks for tuning in to the Real Podcast. I'm Drew.
I'm Dan.
Let's be real for a moment. If you've been sitting around waiting on a call to action to change your life, then this is it. Get up and fix your habits. Today we're going to talk about the 4 habits that will change your life. And I want to start the morning with a quote that I first saw at Toledo, or the Tennessee Law Enforcement Training Academy, when I was there with my dad. And I really don't know why he was there. I really don't. I was really small, but I saw it on the wall right by their little gymnasium. And I'm going to read it to you here. It's every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up. It knows it must run faster than the fastest lion or it will be killed. Every morning, a lion wakes up. It knows it must outrun the slowest gazelle or it will starve to death. It doesn't matter whether you're the lion or the gazelle. When you wake up, you better be running. I thought that was a really cool quote. I remembered that forever. I actually didn't go to Toledo. I went to Blount County, but I had some friends that did go to Toledo, and they got to see the quote as well. But really, I think it's significant because you should be running. Whatever it is you're supposed to be doing, you should get up and do it every morning, and you know what that thing is. And today, we're going to talk about the 4 habits that are going to absolutely change your life, and it can do it in less than a month. If you apply these 4 habits starting tomorrow, you can change your life in less than a month. Without further ado, habit number 1 is wake up early. You need to get up early every morning because if you don't, you're not going to have time to do the rest of the habits that you're going to create on this personal development journey.
It's funny you say waking up early. I got out of the military and I thought my days of waking up were over. Waking up early were over. Not waking up. Yikes. Waking up early were over. But I actually wake up earlier now than I did for most of my military career. So a lot of that is, some of that is blue collar work, but a lot of that is just trying to self-improve. I found every morning I wake up earlier. I just feel relieved how much time I have to accomplish my routine in the morning and all the tasks I want to get done, that if I don't create the time for it now, then in the morning, then I don't have time for it in the afternoon after I get off work, or I don't have the energy. So
with that being said, eat the big frog first.
Yeah.
When you get up early in the morning, eat the big frog first. Whatever it is that you don't want to do during the day, that's what you should do first and just get it over with, and your day will get better. It will.
Something we say at work quite a bit is eat the big frog first. One thing the biggest stumble I have in the mornings for getting up early is my alarm. Sometimes I say I miss my alarm, but I'd say I just have alarm fatigue. We said that in the medical field quite a bit. It's just getting alarm fatigue. Different concept, but same, you know?
And guys, I know this sucks. It really sucks whenever you start doing it, getting up earlier than you're used to. And we're not telling you to get up at 4:30 in the morning if you don't have to get up at 4:30 in the morning. We were both in sales for a little while, and our workday didn't start until 10 o'clock. So I didn't have to get up at 4 in the morning to have the time to keep up with my routines then, because my day didn't get started till later. But an easy way to do this and really ease your way in, or kind of dip your toe in the pool first, is set your alarm for 30 minutes earlier than normal tonight. After you listen to this podcast, set your alarm 30 minutes earlier than you normally get up. And then next week, when you listen to the podcast again, move it back another 30 minutes and continue to do that until you get the desired time that you want to get up in the morning, or at least allow yourself enough time to create the habits that we're talking about here. For number 2, you have to exercise every day.
Absolutely.
You have to exercise, not really every day, but you need to be doing it 5 days a week. You need to get your heart rate up because the average American walks 3,000 to 4,000 steps a day.
Is that it?
That's it, which is about 1.5 miles or 2 miles. It's not that far.
I think
So
it'd be more.
all you have to do to be above average is get out of your house and walk around your neighborhood for 45 minutes. Go for a 2-mile walk, and you are above average. You're better than the average American if you can do that.
That's
So
nothing.
if you want to change your life, go for a 2-mile walk after work. That'll change your life. You are doing more than anyone else in this country is doing.
Or before work. It's not hard to get 30 minutes of walking in before you got to go to work. I don't know about most of you listening, but we get up to get to work we're leaving our house around 6, if not earlier. So 30 minutes from 5:30 to 6, assuming time for whatever physical activity you're doing, and if you have to shower or not, that's really not that bad. 30 minutes is not a lot to ask for amount of exercise in the day.
No.
My wife works out like an hour and a half every day, so I have no excuse not to do at least 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes, 45 minutes, that's all it takes to be above average.
Yeah.
To be better. You're doing double what you were before, or at least double what the average American is.
Yeah, and you'll see results. People underestimate walking. Like if you can't get to a gym, I know we have a home gym, me and my wife, but Drew doesn't, so it's difficult for him to create time to get to the gym sometimes. I understand that. But there's so many things you can just add to your life to get those 30 minutes a day in. There's really no excuse. And walking is actually a lot better than people give it credit for.
Yeah. It's easier on your joints as
It
well.
is.
It's more sustainable over time. You can go for a run, and obviously running is very good for you, but walking's easier on your body. And you don't burn as many calories, but you burn quite a few.
I had a doc tell me in the Navy, he's like, I quit running years ago. He's like, I realized that walking is the key to a healthy life. Dr. Treffelli, I won't forget that man, but he would walk miles every day. And your papa walks every day, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's in his 80s now, and
Jeez.
he gets up early every morning. I mean, he's probably done this for 45 years now. He ran every day, and like I said, running's not really sustainable, so at his age, it's better to walk. But he ran every day for years, probably 35 years. And I'll say this, he ran so long that whenever he started running, he wore Converse tennis shoes because that was the best shoe to run in. But he's stuck with this routine forever. That's been part of his daily routine. It's what he does. And he's very healthy and does not look his age.
And he's able to keep up the routine he still has because he laid the groundwork then.
Yeah, he was very successful in his lifetime as well. We can probably get more into that more later on. But he was very successful, and I think that was a big part of it.
Yeah.
Most successful people that I know do exercise. Number 3, not 2, but 3, is... Number 3 is meditate, and everyone hates this one. No one wants to actually try to meditate until they've actually done it, but I'll break it down and make it super easy. All meditation is you go somewhere quiet by yourself and you just be. That's all you do for a little while. Just be. Just exist in that moment and don't do anything else. And it's incredible whenever you push all of your thoughts away from the day and all the things that you're thinking about, and you just focus on what's in the room, what's going on with your body, how in tune you can get with yourself, and how much that helps with decision making.
Do you listen to any music when you meditate?
No, I don't. I like complete silence.
Yeah.
And also while I meditate, I'll spend 10 minutes in silent meditation. It's intentional to do that. And it's just mindfulness meditation. It's being mindful of what's going on around me rather than thinking about what happened today or what's happening in the future.
It helps you
being in the present.
Break out of the just monotony and one thing after the other of the day. It helps you just stop, just hitting pause.
Yeah, if you're spiritual, it's a great time for prayer. I also use it for that. I pray during that time. I meditate first to kind of get myself in the right mindset, and then I pray. And the last thing I do every evening whenever I meditate is I actually got this from the Mindset Mentor podcast with Rob Dial. I love Rob Dial. I've listened to him for years now, since 2019, I think. But he said a good daily habit to make is stop, start, continue. And at the end of every day, you decide something that you want to stop doing, something that you want to start doing, and something that you want to continue doing. And that, my friend, is the key to personal development. If you do that every day and you're actually mindful throughout the day of, I have to stop doing that because I said I was going to, or I have to start doing that because I said I was going to, or continue, it really changes your life very quickly. It's leaps and bounds over how fast others' lives change. So that's number 3.
I
meditate.
I feel
Sorry,
like
Dan.
I feel like that lazy inertia is hard to get over. Just either stopping
Lazy inertia.
I was thinking about that. Lazy inertia. It's like in my head, what it is inertia, which is an object in motion wants to stay in motion, or object at rest wants to stay at rest. And how I think about that is when you have a bad habit that's going for a long time, it's hard to quit because you have so much inertia and motion going with that. And it's hard to stop it, but it's also hard to start a good habit. But once you have that lazy inertia going or starting to stop, it gets easier and easier. So yeah, that's what I'm calling it. I'm calling it lazy inertia. And that's how I think about it. The more you focus on starting a good habit and stopping that bad one, the more days you can rack on to getting that boulder to start moving or stop moving, whatever habit it is, the easier it's going to be.
Yeah. The basal ganglia in your brain is responsible for creating habits. And all it does is it recognizes patterns. It just recognizes a pattern and it writes the code in your brain so that next time you have to do that task, you already know how to do it and you don't have to consciously think about it. Your subconscious mind will do the task for you, and that's what habits are.
It's like muscle memory, but with your
It
brain.
is. It is. So that's number 3, guys. Number 4 is, you're going to like this one. I like this one. It's rest. You have to get enough sleep. And not only sleep, you have to rest your mind and your body whenever you're creating these good habits as well. You have to rest. For me, about 6 hours a night is my optimal sleep time. What's yours?
I typically need 7.
7?
I can do 6. I'm not functional the next day, but I can definitely feel it. I think 7 is pretty primo for me. 8 is too much. I'll feel groggy and just ruined. So like I got to keep it in that gap.
I think I feel worse from sleeping more than I do from sleeping less.
Yeah, it's a different kind of.
It is.
It's a different kind of. Yeah, I get that. I feel like more groggy if I sleep too long, but I'd rather sleep too little. No, I wouldn't say that. I'd probably rather sleep too much.
Just the right amount.
But just the right
Goldilocks amount of sleep.
The golden hours.
So a good way to keep track of this, though, if you're not a degenerate, I don't know about Android users because I haven't had an Android in years, but I know on my iPhone that I can set a reminder in my sleep schedule in Apple's Health to remind me to go to bed every night. So an hour before I go to bed, I get a notification. It puts my phone on, it's not really airplane mode. What's it called? Do not disturb.
Yeah.
It puts my phone on do not disturb or sleep mode. So text messages, phone calls don't come through. And it really helps me put my phone down at the end of the day because I have an addiction to that myself. But you can set it to let you know it's time to wind down, and you go wind down. And you can set it for your alarm as well. So it'll show if your goal is 7 hours of sleep or 6 hours of sleep like mine is, then I can set it for 6 hours of sleep. It'll let me know what time I need to go to bed. It's a really good way to track it and a really good way to make sure you're being mindful. Use the tools around you, guys. Use the tools around you because they're going to help you a lot.
I think a good thing with the topic of rest and the habit of rest is really owning that rest. And it's different than just relaxing in general. I think a big thing is not taking your phone into your bed. Leave it on your nightstand, but just turn it off. Be done with your phone at that time.
For the last hour of the day.
Yeah. Like you shouldn't be scrolling in bed. Leave your bed as a sacred place for you and whoever you're with in bed to just be in that sacred place together and not ruin it with mindlessly scrolling TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah.
We personally don't have a TV in our bedroom because I don't know. I've just always found that
we don't either.
Yeah,
we never have. The whole time we've been married, we haven't had a TV.
We had a projector in our last house on our wall, but we used to fall asleep to that. But then we just stopped and we never went back to it. And I feel like we got more quality rest and sleep that way.
Yeah. The second thing on sleep is try to avoid alcohol if you can because it doesn't help you sleep at all. I know that you think if you drink, you're going to go to bed and sleep better, but I actually did a test on this with my Fitbit and tracked my sleep with drinking alcohol and without drinking alcohol. And the quality of the sleep that I got was so much better without alcohol. There's actually a statistic that says that having more than 2 servings of alcohol per day for men and 1 serving per day for women decreases sleep quality by nearly 40%. So to put that in numbers for you, that is getting about 5 hours of sleep for spending 8 hours in bed. That's a lot of lost sleep.
Quite the deficit.
Yeah.
That's almost half your sleep.
I'm not saying don't drink alcohol, but if you're trying to get good sleep, if you have something to do tomorrow and you're trying to get a good night's sleep, probably best to put the bottle down tonight.
Yeah. Or at least cut it out early, like hours before you're getting into bed.
Yeah. And last is take a rest from just your regular life every day. Maybe even take a rest from your habits every now and then. I have a morning routine, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I don't do the morning routine because I'm giving myself a break from it. You don't have to do it every day.
Yeah.
I still try to be the best version of myself every day, but I don't have to get up and exercise 7 days a week. It's exhausting if you do that. So give yourself a break. Take a rest from that.
How hard is it for you to keep your routine?
Um,
Or what's the hardest part of you keeping your
to
routine?
keep it, it's not that hard.
Mhm.
There's some of these things have been set in stone for as long as I can remember, and it's really easy to keep that part of my routine. But I guess creating new habits is really difficult when I want to add something to my routine. That's where
Mm.
I kind of struggle.
Because you already have that lazy inertia going. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. Um, I think it takes 30 days to create a good habit. At least I've read that somewhere.
That sounds about right.
About 30 days to
For a
create
sustainable
a new
habit,
habit.
yeah.
It's and you have to cultivate it. It takes some time, obviously, 30 days to create a new habit. But once you get it cultivated, like I said, your brain wants to do it whenever it's prompted to do so. You don't have to think about it. It becomes more of a subconscious decision rather than conscious.
Yeah. Do you have any habits that you've tried in the past that you couldn't keep, or you stopped, or they weren't as fruitful as you thought?
At one time when I was really working on my good habits, I had read that just having a good conversation with a friend or a family member, someone close to you every day, is a good habit to have to stay connected with people. And although I do want to stay connected with friends and family members, I don't do that anymore because it was exhausting for me. I'm very introverted,
Yeah.
so I recharge by being alone. And adding that for an hour a day into my schedule, just keeping up with what everyone else is doing, was too much.
That can be a lot.
For me. It was too much. So I don't do that anymore, and I haven't for a while.
Okay.
I still do keep in touch with everyone though.
That's good. It's not every day.
Yeah.
It is a lot. That's like a 20th of your day every day.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit.
Yep.
What are some habits that you wouldn't recommend, though?
So being a yes man.
Yeah.
If it's something that is not good for you and you also don't want to do it, if it's not going to open any doors for you and it's not going to help you in any way and it's something you don't want to do, say no. It's okay to say no. If no one's ever told you that before, it's okay to say no to things. You can do that, and if they get mad about it, that's their problem. That's their reaction to you just setting a boundary, and it's okay to set boundaries.
Right. I mean, just look at Jim Carrey since Yes Man.
Yeah. Has he been in any movies since then?
He's in Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know if that's
a game.
It's a movie now.
They're running out of ideas.
They are. Well, there's two of them now. I don't think that's an uphill for him, though. So, yeah, there's a streamlined example of you don't have to say yes to everything.
You don't have to.
You can say no.
I hope you feel empowered in us saying that.
Yeah,
that
you're allowed to.
You can say no. You're allowed to do that.
You can say Dan and Drew said is okay.
Yeah. Just have them come talk to us.
Yeah. Don't get fired. Do you reward yourself at all when you keep good habits, or is it just the results are enough of your good habits?
The results are a lot, but I guess I do reward myself. I try to do it intermittently, so it's not planned. I don't reward myself with a cheat day from my diet on Friday every day, because then you're going to get it on Friday. And for some people, I guess that could be okay. I don't like it. I like the intermittent and random reward.
Yeah.
That I just decide today, you know what, I'm going to take the family out to dinner because this happened.
You hear that?
That's the kind of rewards that I do for myself. So I'm not Pavlov's dog, essentially. I'm not training myself to just seek the dopamine from the achievement, from the goal that I set, or the habit that I created. I want to create the habit to create the habit, not for the reward that comes from it. The habit is the reward, but intermittent reward is great. That's what I'm trying to say.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah. So that's all we have for you guys today. Just to go over it one last time, that is wake up early, exercise, meditate, and rest. If you can nail those 4 things down, then you really are well on your way. And what we're really excited for is this episode is the first of several that we're going to have in a series about the fundamentals of personal development. And this is the things that we started with whenever we started our journey just a few years ago. If you're starting it with us today, we're super excited about it, because what we hope is that the last 4 to 5 years that we've really worked hard on this, we can kind of get you up to speed with where we're at.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend 4 to 5 years. You can spend, a few months of checking out what we have to say and the notes that we've kept over that time.
Yeah. And be super excited that the best of you is yet to come.
Yeah. The best of us is yet to come.
Absolutely. which is exciting.
It is very exciting. So, guys, apply these things, apply these habits starting today. And whenever we see you guys next week, we hope to be a little bit more real and a little bit better.